Hello everyone and welcome back to Career TV. Today we are cleared for takeoff into an exciting conversation where we will be talking all things cybersecurity in aviation. Because as we know, these days it's not just about the planes in the skies, but it's about the systems behind them, the data that powers them, and all the people keeping it all secure. As you know, I'm never flying solo. Today, I am joined by two cybersecurity experts who will be unpacking everything from networks to firewalls and how crucial data is protected behind the scenes. Because we know in today's tech-driven world, with great technology comes real responsibility. Let's dive straight into the conversation and meet our guests today. Given as an AFSEC aviation security specialist, take us through your role and maybe take us through what cybersecurity is.
Thank you, Lorato. My name is Given Shingange. I'm with the Aviation Security Department within SACAA. We are responsible for making sure that there are regulations that deal with cybersecurity. And once we have those regulations, we also conduct oversight where the industry has to comply with those regulations. From an aviation cybersecurity point of view, cybersecurity is cybersecurity, but in this case, we are looking at aviation systems that are being used, because a lot of the industry is now using technology that is at risk, and there are threats against that technology. So that's why we have regulations and we make sure that they are protected. In our case, for instance, Lorato, is that we make sure that the industry have measures in place to protect those systems, and the passengers can be safely taken to their destinations.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing. Mudisana, as an IT cybersecurity specialist, maybe take us through your role, and maybe if we were to dive deeper, for example, if an airport system was to be hacked, what would your role be in that situation?
Oh, thanks, Lorato. My role at SACAA is to protect infrastructure and data from unauthorized access. And the purpose of that is to ensure that no one accesses the infrastructure by implementing cybersecurity tools. Should it happen that organization or airport is being hacked, my role as cybersecurity is to isolate immediately. Isolate, meaning that what needs to happen is that I need to isolate all the affected computers from the network so that the spread doesn't continue. And from after isolating the computers, the second stage is to start to plan how to recover all the systems. And then it is important to make sure that we take a public to confidence and make sure that all the systems are back online. Then the flights, if it's airport, then they can start to take to the sky on schedule, and customers can start to check in within the systems. Okay. But what is more important is to ensure that we learn something from that system, and this incident should not happen ever again. And then whatever vulnerabilities that have been exploited, we need to ensure that we address them so that we don't experience a similar situation into the future.
Sure. And as experts in the field, with the different challenges and situations that you go through, maybe give us, what do you enjoy about your job?
So in my case, thank you, Laura. In my case, the different people that you meet, the different problems that you encounter, and obviously assisting in making sure that those are solved. For instance, what he has just described now, it would be something that we would have said the industry must have in place. And when we conduct oversight, we say, do you have these measures in place? When you have an incident, what are you going to do? Do you have it documented? Do you have it signed off by management? So that's what we do. And that means that we always have to think about the different industries. Airlines have different challenges, airports have different challenges and platforms that they use. The cargo industry has different challenges as well. So that's what's interesting, that it's not always business as usual. Sure. It's always different.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Mudisane, maybe do you want to share with our viewers as well?
Yes, I think from my side, what is interesting about my job is that my job requires somebody who's very, very patient, who will be willing to work long hours, because one will understand that hackers don't sleep. When you sleep, they start to work. So you should be able to monitor the environment 24/7 to ensure that any incident that happens, then you'll be in a position to address it and ensure that it does not spread into our organization. To recover as quickly as possible is what is important. One should be able to enjoy to work under a lot of stress. Thank you.
I think just to add on that, over and above them not sleeping, some are not in your country. The time zones matter, right?
Yeah.
But also because of the advances in technology, a lot of things are automated. So it may not necessarily be that there's someone sitting behind a computer and doing the hacking or the, whatever.
Yeah.
But it is that because of the technology that we have today, anytime is tea time. You'll always have something happening on your system. So you need to always be alert.
Sure. And maybe if I also want to enter the fields where I don't want to sleep, maybe give us through different scenarios or the different routes that I can enter into the field that you guys are in.
Thank you. Lately, there is a certification route that is very popular. A certification route primarily has two streams where you can either go the route of just going to an institution and learning and being able to do networking or cybersecurity generically. And there's also the vendor specific one where once you've done that, you can maybe do certification that is aligned to a particular vendor. So let's say you do Microsoft certification, you do Amazon certification, and that means that those who have those products would be able to hire you. So with that certification normally you would buy a voucher and it's self-paced. When they say self-paced is that you don't necessarily attend classes. You can do it on your own online, and you can, when you are ready, whenever within the year, take the exam. And if you pass, you are hireable same time. So if you have a year and you know these things and you write in a month already, that means you qualify to get a job from whoever is using that product or whatever qualification that you have.
Okay.
I think alternatively, one can choose the route of going to the college or university, and where university gonna require one to have at least grade 12 with maths so that you can study computer science or IT, or I've seen universities, they're also offering now cybersecurity diploma and degree. So one can take that route.
And also, just to link it to the certification one, most of these qualifications also have certification within them. So if you go this route, you normally, when you qualify, have some certifications that you would have gotten through.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. I mean, it's very important to know that to enter a field, there are different channels that you can go through, and it's been very insightful. Thank you so much for sharing with our viewers.
Thank you.
Thank you to these two gentlemen, and to our viewers. Remember, aviation today isn't just about flying. It's about protecting the systems, the data, and the people behind every safe journey. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages on your screens, and don't forget to click that subscribe button so you do not miss out on our episodes. The goal is to get to 3,000 subscribers. Thank you for watching Career TV. Until next time, keep your head in the clouds and your feet ready for takeoff. I'm your host, Lerato, signing out.